To the program midday business points rather on Global Television. I am Samuel Lodi, and many thanks for joining us on today's edition of the program. We'll be looking at emerging businesses and investment opportunities. So we'll be looking at this angle, having conversation about this in this light with a guest who will be joining virtually. But before we get into all of that, let's look at the dollar to naira ratio as at market closing yesterday, and it's looking like the naira is beginning to gain more momentum since the Central Bank of Nigeria sold $876 million at 149 naira 149 naira as at $1 to qualify the banks in the last 26 retail Dutch auction. According to the statement signed by the Director of Financial Market Department, in the statement, it was disclosed that the auction was done to reduce the demand pressure in the foreign exchange FX market and promote price discovery. So with all of this now, starting from this week, Monday, the naira has been appreciating against the dollar, and again, it closed below 1,600 to a dollar on the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market window. So according to the data, the FMQD, Nigerian's Forex exchange rate, closed at 1,596.52 kobo on the official market, which is the second time it's fallen below 1,600 ceiling this month. So from this week, we've been seeing a significant appreciation of the Nigerian naira against the dollar, which has been to the effect of the amount of dollar that has been sold at 1,495 naira to a dollar by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So all of this now, it's in line to help the naira rebound, and also in line to have importers import a lot of goods, given the fact that from next week, custom and every other agency is in line with importation, and the federal government have waived out custom duty charge to enable Nigerians to have food in the country. So that's in line with countering and fighting food insecurity in the country. So in that note, now we'll be looking at coin, where Bitcoin, despite suffering a little bit of backlog, on Monday, it has rebounded back, and the Bitcoin currently is at 61,000 US dollars. It has advanced by 6.4% over the past 24 hours, currently trading at 61,000. Currently trading at 59,500. So Bitcoin rebounded just yesterday. Bitcoin has rebounded after Monday's crash, which it crashed down to like 52,000 with a broad-based crypto rally, ET, solar, and near gain of 8% to minus 10%. Regulatory development: Russia has legalized Bitcoin and crypto mining. So all of this now, this challenge, this recent development with Russia legalizing Bitcoin and crypto mining in their region has actually helped the country, and then the coin now to rebound more despite the fall that it has. And then the U.S. Commodity Future Trading Commission announced a $1 million award for crypto whistleblower Coinbase. We know that it's been a backlog back and forth that the US begin looking for who is in charge behind crypto, which is Bitcoin to be specific about. So with all of that now being still under investigation, they have now come out to offer an award for anyone who would bring any valid information to that light. But we'll be moving away from all of those now, because the market trend currently in the Bitcoin and Nigerian naira are all looking good, and from the look of things, naira is also going to rebound, and then we're going to have a spread of 150 naira, hopefully before the close of business today, because as at yesterday, before the close of business, it was at 125 naira spread. So looking at the current market statistics and evaluation, the naira is on a bullish side, and then we are hoping to see it rebound more against the dollar. So we'll be moving on, and then I'll be going on a quick break. When I return back, we'll be getting deep into the conversation, where I'll be introducing my guests who will help us illustrate the emerging markets and investment opportunities that we have in Nigeria, despite the recession and despite the recession we are facing in the country. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Business Point on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. So now it's about time for me to introduce a guest, and then we'll be exploring the emerging markets and investment opportunities despite the economic roller coaster we're facing now as a nation. At this time, I'll be introducing my guest. He is the Vice President of the National Irish Business Association here in Abuja, Nigeria, Mr. Aliyu Adu. Many thanks for joining us on today's edition of the program. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. If you can hear me, how are you doing? Hope you had a good rest, and many thanks. We appreciate you for joining today.
Yes, I have. I've had a wonderful rest. I'm
Okay,
actually
sir.
the Vice President, Nigerian Business Association worldwide, not just
Yes, Vice
Nigeria.
President. Yes, sir, Vice President. All right, thank you so much. So, sir, let's get into it. What's your reaction to the recent increment you're seeing, the rebound that Naira is gaining, starting from Tuesday this week? What's your reaction to it?
Well, I think it's a good thing that Naira is strengthening, obviously by the intervention of the central bank. I think it's good. It's always better for the Naira to gain its strength in comparison to other countries. So I think it's a good thing, but we want to maintain this in the long term, not just the short term. Thank you very much.
Okay. Do you think it's just because of the importation duties that has been waived away? That's the reason why the CBN decided to take this approach to let the selling of over $800 million?
Well, it's about demand and supply. Once there's supply, a huge supply, then you notice that that will drive down the prices. So at the end of the day, uh, there's been a backlog, and the introduction of that amount by the CBN will obviously lead to a price fall. That is what is happening, just demand and supply.
Well, let's have this conversation real quick. So, emerging markets now and investment opportunities. Looking at the economic situation of Nigeria now, how key is it going to be for foreign investors to want to come and invest at this dire time?
First of all, let's be clear that Nigeria is a land of opportunities for investors in our stock exchange, in various sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, solid minerals. We have various investment opportunities apart from oil in the economy. So anybody coming to invest right now or wants to invest in Nigeria is headed towards the right direction. But let's also be mindful of the recent protests and the recent unrest in the country. That will obviously discourage investors because there's nothing that scares away investment like instability. And that's what we are facing right now. So lots of investors like to just sit down and watch, even local investments, just because of the unrest. So I don't think what is happening in the economy now, this period is going to be investment friendly for anybody, for either foreign direct investment or local investment. Thank you.
Yes, you made mention of factors of security and challenges. So how key is it going to be now for the Ministry of Agriculture, basically, and again, the Nigerian government to step in and, how to curb out all of these hiccups that investors might be capitalizing on and then not helping the Nigerian economy blossom?
Well, there's not really much you can do because currently we're facing an unrest, and it's very clear for everybody to see. Nobody would want to be sending in investment when there's an unrest. So no matter what the government tries to do, at this the situation currently tells for itself, and a lot of people will be running away from investment. But nevertheless, let's not always look at the presidency or the federal government for promoting investment. the key responsibilities of the National Assembly, the senators, in likes of senators and House of Rep, is to promote, encourage investment in their various sectors. That is what senators should be doing. That is what House of Reps should be doing. Encouraging, sanitizing their people and creating partnerships with various businesses abroad to bring in investment into their constituencies. So it's all hands on deck. The senators are well paid, so I see no reason why they should not engage foreign investors to come and invest in Nigeria. I see no reason why they should not go around the world canvassing for investment into Nigeria. Thank you very much. Hello.
At the inflation, the importation rate of 2023, which is at 7.1, that's talking about food importation now, which is at 7.1, and then this year already in the first quarter it rose for over 30% of that. How key is it that Nigeria is being pushed into importation of grains, and what's your reaction to that, sir?
I didn't hear the question. You cut off, and can you repeat the question again, please?
Okay, I said in the year 2023, our total importation of grains was at 7.1%, and then looking at the year 2024 now in the first quarter, it skyrocketed to by 30% of importation of grains. Now, looking at this angle now where the federal government has stepped in line to curbing food insecurity to waive out importation. So how key is it that Nigeria now that is known for agriculture and its economy was built on agriculture, it's now on its ordering and having food, grains in particular, imported into the country? How key is that, and what's your reaction to it?
Well, that is very bad, actually. It is not right. We shouldn't be importing food because, as you said, we are the food basket of Africa. And, from the days of granite pyramids to palm oil, we feed the world. Why are we now being the one going out to beg for food? That's what it is. We are importing grain. We shouldn't be doing that because that is why we are talking about dollar, because you need dollar to carry out foreign transactions. And that's why the Naira continues depreciating, because the demand for dollar continues to appreciate. That appreciates is demand and supply. That continues to appreciate the dollar. So that is the problem we're facing in this country. We shouldn't be importing what we can produce. We have a comparative cost advantage in agriculture. Anywhere you go, if you eat food, mango and tree at your backyard, it will germinate and grow into a big mango tree everywhere in Nigeria. But in foreign countries, this is not the case. So we have the land. My point is we have the land to farm while we're not farming. So we need to engage the farmers more. Government, civil society organizations, we need to come and work together as one and engage the farmers and come up with programs that can promote agricultural growth. For example, we are not into mechanized agriculture. Go around Nigeria, where do we really have mechanized agriculture? And, we have a huge land of over 900,000 kilometers square land. Why are we not engaging in mechanized agriculture? So it's us not having our priorities right. Food is our priority. For every country, food is the number one commodity we should focus on. And Nigeria, we are blessed with agricultural land. We're not like Saudi Arabia that they cannot grow, or a lot of other countries. We can grow yam, onions, anything you think of, we can grow in Nigeria. Tomatoes, why are we not using it? So we're not looking inward, and that is why we're facing this crisis. We should not be importing food. However, Nigerians are hungry. The government has put a 150 days window for importation of grains. That's fine, the short term, but what is the long term? There was the Anko Boras program that encouraged rice production. You notice we used to import a lot of rice before. Nigeria was the second importer of rice in the world, second to the European Union at some point. Now we're producing our rice because we've started giving programs supporting our local farmers, and they're producing rice. So this is where we need to be. We need to start our production, create jobs for our farmers, support our farmers through meaningful programs for them to produce, so that we don't have to keep running abroad to buy food to eat. Senegal produces sugar and exports sugar, by the way. Senegal. Burkina Faso does that. A lot of African countries around us are producing sugar. We're not producing sugar. We only produce 10% of the sugar we consume. We import sugar. That is wrong. That is wrong. Why is Senegal producing sugar while we are and exporting sugar while we are importing? So we have our priorities wrong. We need to focus on what they call import substitution industrialization, ISI, protection of infant industries, supporting of local industries for them to grow, create jobs, and produce what we eat. This is how other countries industrialize. You have to encourage local production. So the issue of us going to buy grain from abroad, we're taking our jobs to foreign countries. Whenever we buy anything from another country, we're taking our job and supporting foreign farmers. Whereas we can be supporting local, our local farmers here and helping them to create jobs, and they would in turn feed us. So we need a massive agricultural expansion program in this country. That's what we need. Our priorities are not right. And if you get it wrong in one place in agriculture, you get it wrong in other places. And that's why today we're crying about FX. Dollar is high, because we can't feed ourselves. We have to look for dollars to go and buy grains from foreign countries. And that is what is pushing up the dollar. And that's why Nigeria is losing, the Naira is losing its value, because we are not producing. A lot of things we are not producing. Cars we are not producing, food we are not producing. We have Innocent Motors. Let me, just digress a little bit. We have Innocent Motors. Why are we importing Toyotas? Why are the National Assembly members importing Toyotas when we have Innocent Motors? Why don't they carry that money to support Innocent Motors to open more plants in Nigeria and create jobs for Nigerians? Like we did in the 80s, the Peugeot plants, where 504, 505 was official cars. And that created jobs in Kaduna, where the assembly plants in Kaduna. This is what we should be doing. We should stop the importation and start supporting local farmers, supporting local industries for them to grow. Different countries have practiced that, like Chile and a lot of other countries. So we need to look inwards, more importantly. Thank you.
Yes, looking inwards now, what are like the key investments now in the emerging markets now, investment opportunities now that one can venture into and hope for a possible return despite the economic and the inflation rate at this point?
You just said it. Agriculture. We are importing grains. We're spending money, dollars, to go import grains. So what does that tell you? Let's invest the money in our own land here and grow our agriculture. We have favorable climate. We have the rainforest, we have the savanna, we have everything. Climate of many countries, we have it in Nigeria. We were the second largest producers of cocoa in the world. If you go to Sapele, we produce rubber. So why, if you go to Benue, Food Basket, yams, Ghana now exports yam to European countries and they earn foreign exchange. Why are we not doing that? Ghana. So the major investment opportunity in Nigeria, the number one is agriculture. If you invest in agriculture in Nigeria into mechanized farming, into plantation mechanized farming, you're going to get results. We're going to start feeding ourselves. We're going to bridge the gap that we're currently experiencing, the hunger gap. And that is why we're importing grains. If we can start investing inwards, because in agriculture it's garbage in, garbage out. So we have to invest. The budget we allocate to agriculture, I'm afraid, is not enough. We need to invest more, because if you're looking to move from oil into agriculture, or you're looking to move from oil into tourism, you have to invest a lot in it. And that's where we should be investing. Look at solid minerals again. Solid minerals is another area. I mean, we should tighten our laws. We hear of the Chinese coming around and mining our goods and taking it out. The other 2 years ago, a Lebanese man was caught with gold worth 1 point something billion in the airport, taken out of the country. This is leakages. These are economic leakages that we should be earning revenue from. And if we can capture this, then Nigeria should not be bleeding. Nigeria should not be suffering. There should not be hunger in Nigeria, because we have a lot of solid minerals, iron ore, gold, marble. We have no business importing from different countries. There should be investment in infrastructure too. We don't have a proper working rail system. Now, if you want to harness these solid minerals, these natural resources, you have to have a rail system, a proper rail system, because the road network cannot sustain it, cannot move marble or limestone or granite from one part of Nigeria to another. The road system cannot take it. The trucks will be too much. So we need a rail system that can move from the point of production to the point of usage. That's what we need. We need to develop our transport infrastructure in order to be able to harness our natural resources, especially in solid minerals. So these are the key two areas we should be looking at. Then look at manufacturing. We are not producing; we are consuming country. As you said, we are importing grain. We are consuming machinery. We import armaments. We import chemicals. We are a consuming country. Sugar. We are importing sugar. Senegal produces sugar. Burkina Faso produces sugar. African countries are producing sugar. Senegal is even exporting sugar now. Why are we importing sugar? A few people are getting rich on it, and then Nigeria is bleeding. That's why we are demanding for dollar. That's why the Nigerian currency keeps depreciating, because what we don't have to import, we can produce, we're importing it. So these are key areas: agriculture, solid minerals, and manufacturing. These are key areas we could look into investing in Nigeria, and could lead to a lot of returns for whoever invests in that sector. They are crying for investment, and investors should look into that area. Thank you very much.
Association of Business Association, Irish Business Association here in Abuja. Thank you so much for your time and joining us on today's edition of the program. We appreciate you, sir. And that's how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of the program, Business Point. My name is Samuel Odi. Many thanks to the production team for making this week's edition very seamless and stress-free. Appreciate you all, Samson, Ezekiel, Wale, all of you, and thank me for putting in the hard work. You have a great weekend ahead. I'll see you Monday. Bye for now.